Hello and welcome to another Bushwhacker review. Today we are going to be taking a look at NASCAR Authentics Wave 5 for 2022. Luckily we are back to the EL mold for this wave, but once again, much like Wave 3, we have a couple cars that have blurry decals. This has really just become the bane of everyone's existence, especially Big Bry's existence, but it's so random. If you remember back in Wave 3, you had Chase Elliott's Hooters, Larson's Hendrick cars, and the Harvick Hunt Brothers pizza car had blurry decals. The rest of them in the wave are fine. Then last wave was the crappy mold. Now this wave has both the Cindric and the LaJoie have the blurry decals. None of the other ones do. Wave after this is the crappy mold again. And then they just revealed Wave 7, which is on the L mold again, and again has 3 cars that have blurry decals. Logano's Shell, Carl Busch's DeWalt, and then Ty Dillon's Black Rifle Coffee car. It's just very strange. It's that seems to be the pattern now. It's we have a wave of good mold with a few blurry decal cars, then a shitty mold wave, then a good mold with a few blurry decal cars, then a shitty mold wave. I don't know. Not entirely sure what's going on with this. They refuse to even mention or even say anything about the few blurry decal cars. We'll get into more of that later. Why don't we just hop right into the wave? Pretty solid wave. You got a couple kind of primaries, you got a couple secondary cars, you got one exclusive car. Not that bad of a wave selection. Why don't we just hop right into it with Chase Elliott's Napa car. Here is your sticker. It is kind of funny how they're just all stickers now. We used to get race to win cards and hoods and fire suits and all this other stuff. Now we just get stickers only forever. But anyways, here's Chase Elliott's Napa car. I do quite like this new Napa paint scheme for Chase Elliott. We haven't seen if it's staying the same for 2023 yet, but it is a pretty solid design. I'm glad they added more yellow to it. The one thing I do not like is whatever's going on. They have the A-post thing going on again. You can see some chips and stuff on the A-post too, but I kind of wish it would just kind of, be yellow and that end right here. Get rid of that yellow line, get rid of all those yellow lines. I think that would look way better. Just have the yellow outline to the whole thing. I don't know. But always got to get Chase Elliott's primary Napa car in the wave, one way or another. This one is going to be a popular one, but I'm sure it's also 2 or 3 to a case, so who knows. Next up, we have Daniel Suarez ComScope 99 for Trackhouse Racing. Here is this paint scheme. Another very colorful and fancy-looking Trackhouse ComScope car. I'll say they've never really done it for me. I love the Trackhouse paint schemes. I really like most of them, but this one is always popular to a lot of people, and I've just never liked it. Something about it just looks messy to me. Some of the other Trackhouse cars have so many cool designs and colors. This one just has a bunch of colors and it's 3 or 4 different types of designs. You have the blocks around the bottom, but then you have the swooshy lines, and I don't know. This one just has never really done it for me the way most Trackhouse cars do it for me. Did they even make this in 124 this year? Suarez is very strange with diecast. He'll get random diecast made, but most of his stuff gets DNP'd. Some stuff gets 1/64 scale only. Some stuff gets fully DNP'd. But I honestly can't remember if that got a 124 or not. Next up, also from Trackhouse, we've got Ross Chastain's Advent Health #1. I like how his card has a little bit of the design on the side of the car, so you get the watermelon design and everything. Here is the car. What is basically his primary for the year. Another really ugly little mark thing there on the A-post. That doesn't look good. I reviewed the 124 scale of this if you want to see a more detailed review of the paint scheme. I do love this paint scheme. I said this one does it for me way more than that ComScope car. This one still is a little bit messy. Some of these earlier ones were definitely a little bit more messy. You have the spikes and the design and some gradients and some, but this one just seems to work a little better on. It's a little bit more contained versus that one. And as I said in the 124 review, I love that they actually get some watermelon on the side. More sponsors need to, embrace the whole Chastain watermelon thing. This one is probably going to be a popular diecast. Next up, we've got Denny Hamlin's FedEx Express 11 for Joe Gibbs Racing. Here is the sticker. I also do very much like this brand new FedEx design for Hamlin from this year. Well, now it's last year. Said half of these are taking so long to get out that we're still getting 2022 primary paint schemes from the Daytona 500 into January of 2023, but whatever. I do really like this car. It kind of reminds me, wow, damn. That is a big chip. That is weird looking. It's like the whole decal is like splitting down the side. The way these just come out of the box this beat up is always kind of funny to me. This looks like a car that some kid played with for like years. Like, no, this is fresh out of the box. But I do like this design. The purple that fades into the orange is a really cool touch. Would still be nice to see how this car looks with all the different colors like they used to do. You know, have it fade into green for ground and whatever. But for some reason, FedEx got boring with their colors in real life, so their paint scheme stayed the same. He really didn't run many special paint schemes this year. He only ran like 1 or 2 actual special paint schemes. He ran like a small business paint scheme, I believe. Like, I don't think he really didn't do like anything. He even had like he was gonna look like he was gonna run like another like holiday shipping car or something at one point, and then it was just like a little bit different logo on the bottom, or like it said like Freight Direct, but it was again just a tiny different logo. I don't know, but pretty solid new design for Denny Hamlin. Next up, we have Martin Truex Jr.'s Auto Owners Insurance number 19 for Joe Gibbs Racing. I believe this car is changing slightly for next year. I think they've already revealed it, but I can't remember exactly what was different about it. I just know it was, I think, slightly different. But this is a nice looking car. It's got the kind of gradient fade mixed with some kind of like blocks to it. Looks pretty nice. Definitely, you're the Truex fans kind of want to forget. Couldn't win. Didn't get in the playoffs, even though he was like 3rd or 4th in full season points. That definitely made a lot of people mad. Some cars, they do the hood vents correct on. As you can see, this one is right through the logo like it should be. Solid car. Next up, we have Austin Cindric's discount tire number 2 for Team Penske. And the first one of our blurry decal cars. It's coming across on camera, but really the easiest part to see is the NASCAR Cup Series logo, because you can see that it's like, you can barely read it. For some reason, these always have the little like side skirt vent. But hopefully it's coming across on camera. But they're like blurrier. They have like a texture to them too. It's really weird. Like they don't feel smooth like the other decals do. See, that Freightliner logo is barely legible. Looks better on this than it does on the photo that Lionel posted when they revealed the wave. But so just very blurry. It's just, they're weird. Like they're not as bad far away that they are up close. But although there's one of them that's really bad from every distance. In wave 7, when we get to that wave with the Ty Dillon, that one's got some serious issues, but just weird that this keeps happening. Like I said, they're also smaller on the front, like they don't fit the body correctly. It's just weird that Lionel just refuses to elaborate on these. Like, is it just cheaper? Is it just a cost-cutting thing? To add to the mystery, somebody tried to strip one of these cars. It was the Chase Elliott Hooters with like the paint stripper to make it custom, and the decals wouldn't even come off from like a paint stripper. They did that to the Hooters car, and it basically created a raw diecast, like the raw 124 scale, the special finish elites they have. They made a 164 scale custom raw Chase Elliott Hooters. It had all the decals, and then the base car was just the bare metal. It was kind of cool looking, but so now a lot of people think that maybe this is like an anti-custom maker thing, which is just really stupid if that's the case. Are you guys really going to destroy the look of your product just to stop a custom maker? Like, they're going to find a way either way. So that is a very stupid reason. I really hope that's not the reason. But anyways, let's get back to the good cars. We've got Joey Logano's Auto Trader Ford for Team Penske. I said we got Cindric's in the last wave on the crappy mold, and now we got Logano's on the good mold. Glad Logano's got the good mold at least. I absolutely love this paint scheme. The kind of inverse colors, the dark blue with the bright neon orange and white. I absolutely love this car. I'm glad this is staying the same for 2023. Hopefully it gets a little more screen time this year. Because in 2022, it didn't really have much luck. It did win a stage at Sonoma, so it got a little screen time there, but then like the only other race it ran was the Atlanta Super Speedway race. And, you know, like very early on to that race, there was a big one already, and Logano got taken out in it. He was still riding around, but he was never as fast after that. Glad this made it to Authentics, though. Just a beautiful, beautiful paint scheme. Next up, we've got Brad Keselowski's Violet Defense Ford for Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing. This car is also the chase piece of the wave if you're looking for it. And this should look really good in liquid color because I've seen the 124 liquid color of this Violet Defense paint scheme and it looks stunning. This is such a good paint scheme. The matte purple with the bright neon yellow. On the 124 and stuff, the number would be chrome. They obviously can't do chrome in Authentics, but got the matte finish and all that. This car looks fantastic. This is definitely going to be another popular one from the wave. If anyone could even find these waves. All my stores are either empty or still have some of the bonus test car wave cars. It's like, I've even heard rumors that Target's going to stop carrying Authentics altogether shortly across the country. Maybe because they just can't get them. I don't know, but have to wait and see what happens there. And last but not least, we've got Corey LaJoie's Built Bar Chevy for Spire Motorsports, which is an exclusive to the wave, and of course is a very blurry decal car. Like yeah, try to read any of those small logos on the bottom next to Nation's Guard. Look at that Shuttler Systems. It's like they look so bad. They're just like, it looks like they're like, I think like Big Bri calls them like 144p decals. It's just they're weird. And why did you have to pick the exclusive? Like, how are they picking these? Why is it so random? Why is it only 2 to 3 cars every wave? I don't get it. Like, at this point, I'd rather it's either every car or no cars. Like, what is with this, like, back and forth? They can see what I mean with the, you know, they're very tiny. Or you can barely even see that. But look at how small, like, the grill and stuff is on these. Once again, of course, does have the side skirt detail, which is literally the only plus of these. But nice paint scheme. I believe Built Bar is leaving Spire after this season. Well, after the past season. I keep saying this year because these are all 2022 cars and we're into 2023. But something else I would like to point out randomly in this video. Back here, we'll pull out Logano's Darlington win, which Lionel did screw up. As you can see, one, they gave it chrome rims for no reason. The 124 also has chrome rims, even though this was run without the chrome rims. The one race Penske didn't want chrome rims. It's weird. The render of this car doesn't have the chrome rims. Like, the designer got it right, and then somebody at Lionel at some point was like, oh, it's a Penske car. It's supposed to have chrome rims, and switched it. I don't know. So that's number one that they screwed up. And then number two, at least on the 164, luckily this didn't happen on the 124, is notice how it has yellow regular Goodyear Eagle tires. This is from the throwback race. It needs the white throwback tires, not the regular Goodyear Eagles. I don't know how that happened, but like I said, luckily the 124, the tires are correct. It's only the rims that aren't. Lionel really hasn't said anything about it yet. The only thing they've responded to is that there's been some people whining that the 124 doesn't have a left rear tire, but that's because he burned it off when he was doing his burnout. They just replaced it for Victory Lane. Ironically enough, when they replaced it for Victory Lane, it was a regular yellow Goodyear Eagle tire. It wasn't a throwback tire. So this one has a more accurate left rear than the other one, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like pointing that out. There'll be a 124 review in a few weeks, whenever that comes out. Or whenever I get it. It's already out. But if you want this wave as a brand new release, like I said a little while earlier, it's been very hard to find new waves. I said I've literally not seen anything past like wave 3. I saw wave 3 like once or twice and never again. And then most of my stores, like I said, still have piles of that test car wave. So who knows what's happening anymore. But good luck finding these if you want any of these. Said luckily this is the good mold. Won't take too long to get to the next wave and we get back to the crappy mold for wave 6. That video should be coming shortly too. But I think that's pretty much all there is to say. This has been a review of NASCAR Authentics Wave 5 for 2022. Hope you enjoyed and thanks for watching.